So I say all that to ask you this now, Kaleena, is when you think of health freedom and your mission, what is the goal? Is there like something? Is there like uh, a certain point to where you can say like, yes, health freedom has been attained? Um, like what if your mission as it plays out,
Hmm.
what do we have to get to as a country to say like, yes, we now have health freedom?
Yes. So yeah, that's a complicated question because, like you said, there are many factors, and I think one thing that I'll say is that with the current pandemic, and obviously they're pushing like this is true assaults on health freedom to say like you have to have a vaccine just to go to a certain city or to go to restaurants or different things like that. That's obviously very extreme and something we never had seen in the past, and something that we really need to stand up against now. I also think it's good because it's shedding light on that greater issue of children like my son who really just didn't receive informed consent because, like you said, there's like a company line or like I mean, basically that's because of the CDC has guidelines and physicians feel that they cannot really go against them. And there's a lot of other things that have to go into that too, reimbursement and stuff like that. But so that's kind of one factor. One factor is that, especially for like the pediatric schedule and stuff, we need real informed consent. We need, doctors and providers to be able to make those, decisions and distinctions like a little bit more autonomously instead of just this is what the CDC says and this is what I have to do. Better research, things like that. Now, when it comes to the pandemic, of course, there's a lot of ways that the government is getting overly involved, in the practice of medicine, and the CDC, saying that doctors can't prescribe certain medications even if they feel that that's going to help their patient.
Mm-hmm.
Different things like that. That's a huge overstep and something that we need to really see as a red flag. It's something that, has always been going on, like I'm saying, with the CDC guidelines for everything. But these are red flags with the way that they're doing it and they're curtailing, especially during an emergency, when maybe a provider feels that they're doing something in good faith and they have research to back it up and that,
Mm-hmm.
an agency can come along and say no. And then, yes, of course, like different things like saying that you have to have, a vaccine just to go somewhere or get a negative test, even if you're not having symptoms. Those are like, above and beyond problems when it comes to health freedom. That's obviously the absence of having health freedom. They're coercing people into doing stuff. Same thing with like workplaces requiring.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe that workplaces should require you ever to inject something into your body, and that goes back decades. With the flu shot that they require nurses to take every single year. I don't believe that that's right. And now, of course, they've come up with this new mRNA technology vaccine for the COVID and wanting to say that they can require that now. Those are huge oversteps of bodily autonomy of those people. And then, of course, even not even healthcare workers are also facing the same thing. I think different government employees, they had tried with,
Mm-hmm.
sorry, my battery. They had tried with different, industries like that, saying businesses or companies with over 100 employees. And those are the things that we really need to fight back against. The masking of children in school is another thing. So I would say to me, the measure would be, people need true informed consent and no coercion to take any of these products. And yeah, like I personally, there are different exemptions that people can get. Those are mostly designed for school children, like you have pointed out. They work
Mm-hmm.
often in workplaces too. But or I mean, some of them might be designed for workplaces also. Some can get denied at different times. But I don't believe that people should have to do that or make a reason why they don't want these products. And I also believe that the more we let that line get blurry, the more things that they might start to require. So,
Right. Yeah, we have to. We've seen a whole lot of things play out over the past 2 years now, and most recently with the employer mandate, and that being ruled unconstitutional through OSHA. That workaround that the Biden administration tried to find, ultimately got struck down.